now tuned in to the motherfucking greatest.
Yo,
Y'all know what it is. Yeah. I was slapping that Black album, baby. That Jay-Z had to bring it back. But y'all know what it is, man. Fantasy Gods Cast every Tuesday, same time. You know what time it is, man. We got one hell of a show here to get into, covering some injuries. We got some all the players that you guys want to discuss. As always, you guys do a great job. Flood this place with questions, and we got your back, man. We're your fantasy source, one-stop shop. But without further ado, I got my dogs, Jay Hen and Dan. How y'all feeling, man?
you know,
Jahan.
it's been a little bit rough, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been a
Hey.
little bit rough, man. Seeing my boy Trey go down, man, that hurt, bro.
Oh.
That hurt me a lot, man. So rest up. Godspeed on the recovery, Trey Lance, man. But other than that, your boy's solid.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a bad week for Dan too, man. A lot of like it's bad,
Tell me
man. But
more
at the
about
end
it,
of the,
Dan. Tell me a little bit more about your rough week,
Hey,
man.
hey, tell me about it too, man. You had to see some real ones this week in fantasy, I see.
so I lost to Jahan in the Fantasy Gods League. I lost
Yep.
to P in a dynasty league that we're in. I
Yep.
lost to Clay's bitch ass.
Oh, you lost to
Oh,
Clay
you
too?
lost to
So
Clay?
I
Damn.
mean, it is the trifecta of L's I took, but in our Twitter league, I kind of smashed on Jahan though.
Yeah.
We don't want to bring that one
Oh.
up.
Yeah, we ain't got to bring up that
That's
one
not
now.
even that's not a real league.
Bro,
But
Oh, it's not a real
man.
league?
but
I'm
uh,
2-0. I mean, damn.
hey, okay. But you know what? At the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills destroyed the Titans. So it's all good, man. That's all good.
That's dope. That's dope. And we're going to talk all about that, man. A lot of takeaways from that game and just all of week two, man. But first, Jay touched on it. We want to go over some injuries, significant injuries, guys. First and foremost, my man Trey Lance, we all been on him over here. Season-ending injury, broken and dislocated ankle.
God damn, bro.
Oh man, that is rough. We've been on them. A lot of the community's been on them, and it took some time for them to get on them, but they did. But Dan, what are the implications from that?
I mean, horrible news. We all, especially on this channel, we were very high on Trey Lance. Moving forward, and best wishes to him. Prayers up. Hopefully, he gets healthy, gets right. Loved it. Can't wait to see him in 2023 because he will return and he will be the starter. But the implications are this: Jimmy G is now the quarterback. The Niners have had the ultimate insurance policy. They move
Mm.
forward. Their team stays in contention. And I still expect them to make the playoffs. This is good news for Debo, good news for
Hmm.
Kittle, and good news for Brandon Ayuk as well. So they stay the same as far as value.
Yeah,
Mm.
they stay the same as far as value, man. And it sucks seeing a young kid like that with a lot of potential go out. But he gets another year of mental reps. He gets another year of preparation, and then probably a little bit of ease when it comes to like tension there. They're probably going to move on from Jimmy G in the offseason, so he'll be the clear-cut starter, no questions asked. I do think this probably hurts Brandon Ayuk, even though he wasn't producing at a super high level. Probably helps out George Kittle and Debo, the run game especially once everything gets dialed in. So not a lot has changed. It doesn't move the needle a whole lot either way. But those are the fantasy implications of the injury.
Gotcha. So, for those Trey Lance owners that had him, Jimmy G in most cases is sitting out there on the waiver wire. Like let's say from like one quarterback or even super flex leagues. Give me how much of a fab budget that you should invest in Jimmy G in both one single quarterback and we could say two quarterback leagues. Dan, you go ahead and lace me first.
Well, a single quarterback, I don't think you waste too much on Jimmy at this point. I mean, we saw what he is. He's kind of a mid to high tier QB2. Unless you just faded the QB position and you need someone to stream and play the matchups, then at that point I'd probably maybe spend 20% of your fab. But in two QB, I might up it to 30%. But other than that, I'm not too excited about Jimmy G.
Mm.
Yeah, Jimmy G. I'm staying away from Jimmy G in single QB leagues. You can do much better, and I'm sure there's more on your waiver wire when you talk about guys like Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. There's other backup QBs that you can have. But as far as super flex leagues, he might be a decent backup. I wouldn't break the bank for him because you probably have different options already as well. If you lost Trey Lance and you want to throw somewhere $5-10 in there, I'm not mad at you, but I wouldn't spend too much trying to go get Jimmy G.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I happen to be
It's-
one of those people who had faded the QB even in super flex leagues. Still happen to be 2-0. But I'm telling you, in one of my leagues, I do have Jimmy G, and so I am looking to invest. But some people had already grabbed him up, so we got to see what we got to do. But other injury news here, I'm gonna run through these here. We don't got to go too in depth. James Conner went out with a leg injury, a knee injury, spotted on the sideline. They have no reason to think it's anything long term, so I wouldn't worry about that. Dalton Schultz, PCL injury. You see the way he landed straight on that knee. It looks like. I do anticipate him missing some games, but are you guys really quick? Are you guys looking into picking up that backup over there?
Not even the backup. I just think you hold Dalton. Wow, I'm getting Dawson Knox and Dalton Schultz mixed up. The Dalton Schultz. No, but I'm getting Dalton Schultz. I'm just keeping him. And to be honest, if I have Schultz, I'm probably trying to move him. Like I'm trying to go get George Kittle, Kyle Pitts before they blow up. Let somebody else deal with his injury. If they view him highly. So I'm trying to trade Schultz along with somebody that's performed really well over these first 2 weeks, going to get Kyle Pitts.
A little foreshadowing here, but Dan, how you feeling about that?
Reading the recent news about Dalton Schultz. It's bad,
What
man.
is that? Dalton Knox.
Jared Jones is saying he's only going to be out for 1 week, so I think that's a great opportunity for a sell. Actually, I don't think that if he was a long-term injury, I don't think you could go get a George Kittle or Kyle Pitts. But now that the injury doesn't seem too significant, I think it's a great opportunity to buy low on Kittle, buy low on Kyle Pitts, and just grab him. And yeah, so I agree. I think it's just something that you should do. Try to move up and try to get more dynamic players.
Facts. A few more injuries wanted to go over. As we know, Michael Pitts was out. He was practicing, was limited practice, so they needed him bad. So I do anticipate him coming back. Herbert, as we've seen in that Thursday night game, got hit and landed on, broken. Fracturing his rib cartilage. If that can get fractured, I mean, damn. But looks like he's going to be able to play through that. And Kamara looks like a similar injury. He sat, but we know that running backs, it's a lot harder for them.
Fractured that rib cartilage. That shit probably sound like some barbecue, bro. Hella gristle just breaking up.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like it's getting deep fried over there. Like, damn. You want to throw something on the trigger.
And Kamara dealing with the same thing, huh?
Yeah, Kamara dealing with that same thing. This is more impactful to the running back position than that of like the quarterback position. He was out, but I mean, with some heavy padding, he can come back. That's that injury news. I know you guys got questions flooded in, so let's pull up some of these questions and get to them. Tua is him.
Get to him.
Yo, that's funny, man. You trying to segue. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to Tua and whatnot. My man, we got this rate the trade CH and Mike Williams for Naeem Hines and AJ Brown.
Why are you laughing, P?
JT is also my starter. I like that fit, son. JT is also my starter. Trade Mike Williams. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Are you guys really paying that much for AJ Brown? I mean, you guys thinking AJ Brown's that guy for that?
I like going and getting an elite receiver, but to me, I think this is a little bit more of an overpay than you need to make right now. Like if you have Mike Williams and CEH, I think you need to aim a little bit higher. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to pair up some assets that performed well, and you're going and trying to buy low on a player. The right move. I just think you can aim a little bit higher when you got a guy of Mike Williams' name value, CEH's name value. That would require a little bit higher trade target. So I'm not mad at the attempt. I just think you can get a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm the same way. As much as I'm a huge advocate of AJ Brown, I think he, So far, he's so good. Obviously, he wasn't a great game last week, but at the end of the day, receivers are going to be up and down. They're more consistent than the running backs, and they're more boom explosive than running backs as well. But yeah, I think that's a little bit too much right now. Like Mike Williams' value is very high, CH's value is extremely high, and then
Mhm.
you're kind of matching that with AJ Brown. So to me, like you are overpaying at this point. I would see if you can get rid of CEH and trade a different running back, maybe like a I don't know, like a Tony Pollard or something a little
Yeah,
bit
I like
less
that.
than a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That way, that the deal makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get selling high on CEH, but if you're going to do something like that, target somebody within like the top 7. Thoughts on ETN? Should I keep him, trade him? If I trade him, who are players I can target? This is a really good talking point, right? Because we see the emergence of or reemergence of my man James Robinson, who, if we got to play the clip back, we got to play the clip back.
Oh
Jay
my
was
God.
big hating last week.
Still am.
Yeah.
Still am.
But ETN, Dan, this is one of your guys in the Gods League. I mean, how do you feel about him?
Well, of course. I mean, I'm upset. I expected a lot more from Travis Etienne, and right now, James Robinson is, taking about well, in week one, it was 52.4% of the snaps,
Mm.
61.8% of the snaps in week two. He had 23 carries in week two, 3 in the red zone. Um, and but he's not catching the ball, right? So he had 2 targets in both games, 1 reception in week one, 2 receptions in week two, and kind of has that touchdown, regression type because he's already had 3 touchdowns in 2 games. So, it's not likely to keep up, but at the same time, it's frustrating. If you're an ETN owner, like you're frustrated. I'm certainly am, but I'm not getting rid of Travis. I'm holding Travis at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So trade Amari Hunt for Eckler. My RBs are CMC, Swift, Penny, and wide receivers are Evans, MT, A. Rob, and damn, you're kind of stacked. I mean, what is this, like an 8-team league? That's what we used to get. I mean, I would definitely do that,
Go get
right? I mean,
Eckler, bro.
yeah, go definitely
Easy as
get
that.
Eckler. It's a pretty good buy low on that. So, but yeah, no, wanted to get into some players. You guys keep these comments coming. I see some more coming in here. And this is a great segue. Do we think Tyreek and Waddle can both finish top 10? Well, let's get into this whole Dolphin situation because as you've seen, there was some crazy numbers, some video game numbers put out by that whole Dolphins offense. We seen Tua thinking he's him. We got people thinking he's
Is he
him.
though? He might
Is
be
he?
him. He might be him, bruh.
Yeah. I mean, his arm didn't look too noodle on that one, right? His arm did not
I
look
mean,
too noodle.
Tyreek was like,
Yeah.
hey, he still caught it though. He still caught it.
Yeah, man. I feel sorry for those people who played against Tyreek, my man Dan. Myself, I played against Waddle. Got smoked in 2 in them. So, what are we thinking about this offense? I mean, where are you guys bumping these people up in the way? I know personally, myself, I was down on Waddle. He's making me look pretty foolish. But do you think? And Dan, I'm going to ask you: do you think this level of consistency and this level of play, they can keep it up?
Well, I think the opportunity can stay, right. So because the Miami really doesn't have their ground game is atrocious right now, not getting anything out of the ground. And how are they going to win? They're going to win on the hands of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I could certainly see the opportunity being there, both of them getting 10 plus targets a game, but who can be more effective with those 10? And I think that's Tyreek Hill. So I don't see them both finishing in the top 10. And that's something that we've rarely ever seen out of receivers without a truly elite quarterback. And I think Tua is very he's good. He's solid. I can't put him up there yet at the top. I mean he's got to show me for another year, like 2 years before I can even put him there. So he has to
Yeah.
do this year and do it next year before I even rank him that high. I'm not going to be that guy that just ranks him after 1 year. Oh, he's the greatest thing ever. No, I'm not doing it. So but I think Tyreek Hill can finish in the top 12, and I think Jalen Waddle can finish in the top 20. I think that's more realistic at the end of the day.
Mm.
Hold on. You said Tyreek in the top 12?
I think he finished top 12, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Tyreek is going to finish in the top 7, guaranteed.
Oh.
Probably higher than that.
He trying to put it on there.
Probably even higher than that. Now, Tua is not a top. He's not a QB1. Like, let's get that clear. He's not doing it every single week. Like, let's be real. But he has the upside that you want to see out of your QB2 in a super flex league, or if you faded the QB position, he has the upside you want to see as your QB1, like any given week. Now, what we are failing to talk about is that most of his production was done in the fourth quarter when this game was already out of hand. Like, most of Tua's touchdowns, his yardage, all came when he was playing from behind. And so he didn't just become this elite QB. He was slicing and dicing his defense all game. It was literally like the Ravens got up by 21 points and pretty much waved the white flag. They were done. They were done with the game, ready to go home. And Tua decided it wasn't time yet. So this team is normally focused on running the football. I expect them to get back to that. In a game they had to come back, he aired it out, and he played well. So it was looking like the Lamar Jackson show for all of three and damn near and a half quarters. Tua did his thing, though, man. So I got to give him props. He's a good QB2 to have on deck. You're probably going to miss on him the week he blows up, and you're going to play him the week he does. So just have to deal with that. I like Tua, but he's not QB1-ish. And Tyreek Hill has the upside. Jalen Waddle is going to be more inconsistent week to week.
Now, Jay, you're talking about Tyreek being top 7 cemented.
Oh, cemented for sure. Tyreek Hill for sure is cemented top 7. Now, is he going to get 17 targets every week? I don't see that. But will he have some monster blow-up games like we saw? I see 3 or 4 more of those types of games from Tyreek Hill out of the rest of the year at least. Like those 150 to 200 yard games with 2 TDs. He's going to have more of those. He's elite for a reason.
So top 7 is kind of a stretch there. Let me ask you this: you taking Tyreek rest of the season over AJ Brown?
Yes.
Facts. Dan, what do you think about that?
I mean, I don't hate it, because I like I said before in an earlier video, we talked about advanced numbers and advanced metrics. Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown were the only people to post those elite numbers over the last 3 years as far as advanced metrics and opportunity. So Tyreek Hill is an elite receiver. Let's not cut it short. He's elite, and what
taking him over AJ Brown rest of the season? Yes or no?
I would, because he's so dynamic.
Okay.
He's so dynamic.
I got a few more for you guys. I feel that. You taking Tyreek over Mike Evans? Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yes. He's just so dynamic.
Jay, you taking him over Mike Evans?
100%.
Y'all are bugging. You guys realize this is one game, right? You guys realize this is
it's one game?
Is
it one game? Because Tyreek Hill had a pretty decent first game, too, from what I remember.
What do you remember?
8 catches, 95 yards. You remember that?
I remember that. That's a pretty decent game, yeah. But you're talking about
how'd Mike Evans do last week?
He got he's throwing him in. He never does good against Lattimore.
I'm just saying Tyreek Hill has the upside.
No, he does have the upside. I feel you. I understand that, but I want to see when you're talking about top 7. There's some studs in this top 7.
Keep going.
Right, so with Jimmy G and Debo, you got him over Debo with
Easily.
Jimmy G there? Okay, all right.
He's my number. I think right now Tyreek Hill's my number 6. Right outside of Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Jefferson Kupp. He's next up in all of that. Like, there's not a receiver that has that type of upside any given week outside of those guys. Not one. Debo don't have that. Mike Evans don't have that. CeeDee Lamb don't have that. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, none of them. None of them.
Yeah. This guy said Mike Williams. I feel you, bro. I'm just
trying to think of the upside. Like, there ain't a lot with that upside.
Nah, I mean, he is definitely a special talent, and I could see him falling in there. Now, Waddle also had himself a game. But I agree with you guys when it comes to Tua not being a QB1, not being in that top 12 QB range. Are you taking Tua over Derek Carr rest of the season?
No. Still give me Derek Carr.
Dan?
I mean, Tua's making me a believer. Let's put it that way. I still rank Derek Carr higher preseason. I like Derek Carr's balance of weapons. The Raiders seem like they're going to throw the ball a lot. And they're in a bad division. So, but It's hard, man. When you see what Tua did, I mean, it is so difficult to not like this situation for him. I mean, again, no running game at all, and you got two dynamic, probably the two best receivers in the game, maybe outside of Chase
Man, are
and
you
Higgins.
kidding?
Yeah,
Okay, I was about
bro. I was like, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Let me finish, dog.
I know you didn't get the monologue, but I was about ready to start going in.
Bro, what? No, I rock with that. Hey, but Dan, no, you make some valid ass points there. So I'm not gonna. You're still sticking with Derek Carr over him. I got one more for you.
Go ahead.
All right, so you guys both. Jay, I want to hear you first. You taking him over Jameis?
Two is over Jameis.
Dan?
Yeah, you got. I mean, after seeing this, and Jameis is hurt currently, and who knows? Hopefully he is okay. Like, we're not trying to see him get injured, but as much as I like Jameis, you got to go Tua. I mean, these weapons are dynamic.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Y'all agreed too much. I'll say that, but yeah, moving on now. So
Dan disagrees with me. Is good.
I will say this, man. They did look good, and Dan, you make some valid ass points with the lack of a running game. Chase Edmonds, where the hell is he at?
Dude?
Right. Where the fuck
Bro,
is
that
he
was
at?
the weirdest thing because he led the team in touches. He had 16 touches, led the team in touches week 1, and then took a back seat while Raheem Mostert led the backfield. It was the weirdest shit I ever seen.
Yeah, man.
Remind me of the Patriots, dude. It's just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like,
He had
I literally don't know who to touch.
63.3 snap share. He had 12 carries in week 1, which is not a lot, right? 12 carries and you have 63% of the touches. Like, that's crazy. And then in Baltimore, had only 5 carries, was on the field 49.3% of the time. Only gets minimal targets, got about 4 targets in week 1, 3 targets in week 2. It's just not looking good for the Dolphins backfield.
Yeah, stay away from Dolphins backfield.
Yeah. Okay, so the next players I want to get into, the Falcons, actually, they're pass catchers. I mean, what's going on with Kyle Pitts? And not only that, Drake London. I mean, let's break down Drake London, Dan, because you was big hating on Drake London earlier in the preseason, bro. Like, what's going on with you, bro? I'm talking about. Hold
up. If we want to go back to my rankings, Drake London is my number 2 wide receiver for rookies. Okay, so let's just pump the brakes. Now, I'm very, very excited for the future prospects of George Pickens. I'm still gonna bang the gavel. George Pickens was on the field 98% of the snaps. So the Steelers obviously know
George Pickens showing on waves right now.
We could talk about George Pickens when that nigga does something.
Redraft waivers. He's on waivers. I get that. That's fine. But okay, Drake London. Honestly, hey man, great for Drake. I'm happy for him. I didn't like the fact that we couldn't see his speed. That's my only thing. If I could figure out his speed, which he wasn't available for the combine, that was my only knock on him. He's still my number 2 guy. But it sucks. But it really sucks for Kyle Pitts because at the end of the day, like, he should be dominating targets. He's the best player on that team. But it could be a good thing if Drake London is doing good because that way defenses will get off of Kyle Pitts and we can move forward. So, hey, you know what? The Falcons are ass. So I'm happy for them to have something good to look at, and it's Drake London.
Facts. I mean, yeah, you was talking about fading this whole class earlier, and I just want to say that, man. I mean, are you backtracking a little bit from that, or how are you still feeling just about this class?
No, I'm not. Okay, so gems? Like my thing is that I think Drake London and Garrett Wilson, obviously those guys really has been taking off.
Garrett Wilson, he is not Jamar Chase.
No, he's not. I don't care. He's not. He's not Jamar Chase. Okay, look, he had a good game. Okay, first of all, I want to say number one, I did say that Garrett Wilson would be better than Elijah Moore because where's Elijah Moore?
Where's
Where is
Elijah
Elijah
Moore?
Moore?
Where is
Where
mid?
is
Elijah
Elijah
mid.
Moore?
We don't know where Elijah
I've been
less.
telling y'all about Elijah Moore's trash ass.
Elijah less.
Unbelievable. People bought Elijah Moore out of no reason at all. I didn't get it. So you're welcome for those that actually follow or give a shit. But if you didn't follow or give a shit, shame on
Facts.
you. But Garrett Wilson's looking solid. I think that those guys end up being good wide receiver twos, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just like me in rookie drafts when I talk about dynasty. I want the Calvin Johnsons, I want the Jamar Chases, I want the Julio Jones. These are the guys that I look for, and I didn't see that in the class. Now, it doesn't mean they can't be bad. It just I didn't see that. So I usually like to trade those mid-tier players for better talent. That's just usually what I do. So that's why I saved the class.
Facts. Well, I'm telling you, Drake London is not looking too mid, man. He looking like a big body young Mike Evans out there, man.
Yo.
Jay, what are you thinking about him, man?
You
What you got about him? Then we'll go on to Kyle Pitts.
I liked Drake London. I talked to Dan about this in the offseason. I like Drake London. He was probably my favorite out of the class long term. And then I liked Chris Olave a lot, which actually doesn't look too bad right now. I liked Chris Olave as the best receiver in this year. I'm not sure Chris Olave is the best receiver, but he is set up for success. Now, Drake London is going to be a problem. Like, in the future, he's going to be a problem. This Kyle Pitts, Drake London duo is going to be nasty. And I think it's figuring itself out right now because we're seeing Kyle Pitts play a little bit more of a traditional tight end role than he ever has in his career. And so I think this Atlanta Falcons team isn't just building a Kyle Pitts, Drake London fantasy show. I think they're trying to build a foundation. And we as fantasy managers have to understand that. Drake London's going to be the wide receiver one for this team. Kyle Pitts is going to be the tight end one for this team. He may not be a wide receiver like we want him to be. So as long as we temper those expectations, I expect them both to be dominant at some point this season, even with Mariota as the quarterback.
So then, Jay, what's your explanation for why Kyle Pitts has been trashed so far?
Bro, that is my explanation. It's just I think they're trying to figure out this role. When you draft a wide receiver and pick number 8 overall, you're featuring him, but then you also are like, hey, we drafted a tight end at number 4 overall. So it seems like they're more the coaching staff is more focused on winning football games or trying to win football games. You would think that it would include Kyle Pitts, but it also feels like, hey, these first 2 games, we want to see you line up as a blocker more. We want to see you working your role a little bit more. And Dan's mentioned this a number of times on podcasts before and in posts. It takes tight ends sometimes to develop. And I think we all wanted Kyle Pitts to just come in and come out the gates with a 150-yard game with 3 touchdowns to make up for some of that regression. It didn't happen. Is he going to be a lot better this season? I 100% think so. And it alludes to a lot of your point, P, of that coverage probably rolling over at some point later in the year.
Facts. Yeah. I do think that, if you're looking at the teams that he's played, the Saints got a pretty good defense, right? So he did get a lot of targets that first game. They didn't turn out to much, 2 for 19 actually in both games. And then you got the Rams who have a pretty good secondary.
19? Oh,
yeah,
catches
2 for
yards,
19. Yeah. Now I feel what you're saying. I think they are trying to get Drake involved. It's like Drake London involved. It is like a chess game, right? You're playing this for setting stuff up for the remainder of the season. So their season does lighten up here, coming up. But yeah, man, we'll see what it does. For you guys panicking,
I want to talk about Kyle Pitts just a little bit about Kyle Pitts, and just to give somebody that sees the upside, right? Kyle Pitts for a tight end has air yards, right? He's ranked in the top 5. Air yard share, he's in the top 3. Average distance per target, which is basically downfield shots, he's number 2. Deep targets, he's number 3. And in catchable target rate, he's actually 33. So Mariota's he's throwing the ball downfield, but it's not quality targets that he's getting. So he has a lot of opportunity. He's 86% in snap share. So that means he's top 10. Well, I have it top 7 in tight ends that play the game, that actually get to play. So he's in there at a top 10 rate. So to me, the opportunity is there for Kyle Pitts. It will get better for Kyle Pitts.
Dude, if you think about it, really quick, Travis Kelce has 16 targets right now. Kyle Pitts has 10. It's not like it's so far away. It'll come. It will come with Kyle Pitts.
So Dan, those stats that you gave and those rankings that you gave, are those out of Like just all pass catchers or just tight ends?
This is strictly tight ends only. Tight ends only.
Okay.
And it's for the first 2 weeks.
Facts. All right, y'all. Breaking down. We got some more players to break down, but I want to get to you guys' questions here. So we got some coming up. I traded Keenan Allen and DK for Dalvin and CD. Did I win? I think you bought low on Dalvin. That's
like
close.
a win
I
to
think
me.
you bought
Dalvin
low
and
on
CD is a
Dalvin.
win.
Yeah, you're buying low on CD too. Yeah, that's a dub. Those are 2 of your dudes, though, Jay. That's really a landslide dub for you.
It's a landslide dub. You get a top running back and you get a top receiver. I mean, at the end of the day, I still got Keenan Allen. I mean, still got CD Lamb over Keenan Allen. They're probably more close to equal value now. You talk about Dalvin for DK, that's a win, like a major win. So to me, give me the Dalvin and CD side easily.
Okay. All right. Should I trade Javonte for MT? My other running backs are CMC and Lenny. 2 flex, 2 wide receiver. My wide receivers are Mike Will, T, Bateman, and Ayuk. Javonte for MT. You know what? I would do that deal. I think that it's a straight 50-50 split between Javonte and Melvin Gordon. In addition to that, I don't think that head coach knows what he's doing just yet. They don't really have an identity. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for grabbing MT. I'm all for grabbing MT. You guys think different?
I'm gonna go ahead and say different. No, I'm not trading that. The reason why is because you got a really injury prone running back. It's CMC at this point. Lenny should bounce back, but at the end of the day, it's still kind of wishy washy with the Bucks. You know, not really being the typical Bucks, and without Mike Evans, you know, it should be the Lenny show in week 3. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, what do you really have out of Leonard Fournette? Your wide receivers are still solid. You know, Mike Williams, T. Higgins, Bateman, Ayuk. There's really no reason to have Mike Thomas at this point. And I think you're selling low on Javonte and you're selling kind of high, or you're buying high on Mike Thomas. And I wouldn't do it. Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm keeping Javonte Williams in this one instead of MT. This is a 2 flex, 2 wide receiver league. So you're already starting 4 wide receivers. You're going to need some depth over the bye weeks, especially if you have CMC, who is injury prone. I'm not mad at this deal if you decided to do it, but for me, it's not the deal you should make. You should be trying to trade Ayuk. You should be trying to trade Bateman or Mike Will, like for the high. Trying to consolidate those other players. I think you keep your depth at the running back position is good depth, and you can start Javonte throughout the bye weeks and at the flex.
Nah, man, you guys got it all wrong. This guy's going to be starting CMC and Lenny, and then his wide receiver is going to be Michael Thomas, Mike Will, T, and Bateman. That's his starting lineup. You rather have Ayuk or Javonte in there?
Yeah, Javonte over Mike Thomas. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, Javante's getting targets all day. So, I mean, the floor is there, and his upside is massive. I mean, I see this dude run, and he's trucking fools.
I don't think he has the same upside. I think P is more right on that. The offense is trying to figure things out. I don't really think he has the upside, but to me, Michael Thomas and Javonte is very similar value. You might as well keep the position scarcity with the running back position. You could probably flip it for higher. Javante's value is lower. Mike Thomas's value is higher. It's always how I look at things. Buy low, sell high. Right now you're buying high on Michael Thomas, selling low on Javonte.
So you think it's like a wash?
It's more of a wash right now. I would rather have the Javonte side, but it's pretty even. But the minute Javonte has a 2-touchdown game, it's not even close.
Nah, I mean, I don't think Melvin Gordon is going anywhere. So if he has a 2-touchdown game, he could go 0 touchdowns the next 2 games. You see them. I mean, they don't know what they're doing over there just yet. They got to figure some stuff out with the head coach. But let's get to the next question. Garrett Dubb worth the number 1 waiver spot.
Garrett Wilson.
Personally,
what do you think, Dan?
Dan, go ahead and take this one.
What you think, Dan?
No, he's not. You know, is he worth it? I mean, if you need a wide receiver, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, you got Zach Wilson should be coming back in the next couple of weeks. You got Joe Flacco, who's still he's gonna chuck it, right? Joe Flacco got nothing to lose, man. He's a backup quarterback on the Jets. He's gonna be slinging it. So,
he's been doing that his whole career.
Yeah, so really, you know, if you need a wide receiver, or if you know that Garrett Wilson can be sold for the high after you attain him, yes, like that. Like a lot of times, I don't really believe in guys, but if I don't believe in them, I'm gonna deal them.
I know how
to sell it. So. Got to go with it.
I could
Flip
rock with
game
that.
proper. Flip
could rock
game
with that.
proper.
If I trade Derrick Henry, who should I be looking for? I don't think you trade Derrick Henry just yet, man. His value is way too low, bro. You're
You
gonna
got to
be
eat
selling
that, bro.
low.
Just eat it for 2 more weeks, dog, and then at that point, evaluate. Don't do it right now, though.
The second you start to say, "Hey, should I trade Derrick Henry?" Them sharks in your league are gonna be smelling blood, and they're gonna lowball the shit out of you until you feel like you, bro. Don't be in a league
The
with
only
us, bro.
one that you could conceivably do that is for like Dalvin, right? It's like they're the same value at this point, like to me. But I like Derrick Henry. He looked explosive against the Bills. Now the Titans looked like absolute dog, but he looked good. Like when I saw him run, I'm like, dude,
but check this out.
we're
We're gonna be getting
away
in
from
more
being
depth with these guys too.
80 yards.
We're gonna be getting
gone.
more depth. We got a whole segment on this kid. So,
Smooth, what's happening? Smooth, what's happening with Con?
Smooth?
Said I had to
What's
get a
up?
bucket real quick. Much love to the homie Smooth, man. Just got offered Davis, Adams, and Swift for Cup and Javante. So Gabe Davis, Devontae Adams, and Swift for Cup and Javante. Who you got, P?
Davis, Adams, and Swift for Cup and Javante. I think I'm going. Well, that's pretty good, but I think I'm going to Adams and Swift and Davis side for Cup and Javante. Like I said, I'm not as high on Javante as other people. Cup, you're getting the best player in the deal, right? But Swift is way better than Javante. And if you're saying that
Way
Adams
better
and
than Javante. What's
Swift,
way better?
Yeah. Swift is way better than Javante, bro. Like,
What's
he's
way
more
better? Like you
explosive.
got him at top 5 running back. You got what do you got him?
No, I don't got him at top 5 running back. I got him both. I got Swift as a back end RB1 upside, and I got Javante just a solidified RB2, big time solidified RB2. You see what Swift is doing on limited touches and how explosive he is. How many 50-yard runs does he have to do for you, bro? How many 50-yard
It ain't about
runs?
Swift. It's more than you knocking Javante. I feel like you got Javante as like a back end RB2 right now.
He's like mid-round RB2 for me, bro. Like I was higher on Javante before the season started, but like I mentioned, they don't have an identity as a team yet, right? They could figure that out, but until then, you still got that. You still also have Melvin Gordon that you have to worry about. Melvin Gordon is 50-50 split with this dude. They got the same exact role.
But to be real, Jamal Williams is being used in the red zone almost exclusively for this Lions team. So if DeAndre Swift doesn't score from 30 yards out like he did in the game the other day, he's not getting a whole lot of touchdowns. So what makes him much more different than Javante, in your opinion?
He doesn't have to get a lot of touchdowns, bro. He gets he breaks. He breaks, bro. He's got that elusiveness and he's got that skill set to just bust, right? And so he can bust for a long touchdown. Buster Trust. But nah, bro, like he's been limited. His touch count has been limited. He's been hurt, and he's still explosive. Right? Imagine when he's fully healthy. Yeah, give me the upside for Swift for sure.
Yeah, I'll answer Maya just really quickly. I think that the Gabe Davis side really tips the scales to me, like because you're talking about Adams and Cup. We know Cup is better, but Adams is right there as a receiver. Swift to Javante, we're kind of like, okay, I like Swift. I think Swift is going to be better than Javante overall. But Justin makes a great point. Jamal Williams had 6 red zone carries in week 1, 3 red zone carries in week 2. So he's a factor on the red zone, which is a thorn in fantasy football side. We hate running back by committees, especially guys that steal our red zone carries from dynamic players. But I think Gabe Davis the Bills are dominating right now. Josh Allen looks great. Getting Gabe Davis to be your wide receiver 5, that's huge for a fantasy team. And so I think that depth pushes it over the max. That's where I would slide.
I think it's all good. I think you're paying Gabe Davis is like the icing on the cake. I don't really feel like it moves the needle for me. I probably would keep the Cup and Javante side. But to me, it doesn't, like, Gabe Davis really doesn't move the needle, but you can flip him. So if you want trade pieces, do the other side.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. How many more we got? We got 2 more, 3 more. Thoughts on Jordan Mason? I'm high on him. I mean, we got TDP just got hurt. High ankle sprain. Is going to be out a few weeks here. And you can see if Jordan Mason gets a few carries and he starts outshining Jeff Wilson, I mean, he has a real shot to run this.
They ready to pass the torch there in San Francisco. They was like,
Yeah.
TDP, just do something in the red zone, do something. He couldn't necessarily take it over, but he showed some good burst. I'm not really buying on Jordan Mason. Like if you're looking in free agency right now and you're willing to spend your money, I'm not putting a whole lot on Jordan Mason, maybe $1 or $2 and hope that you get him. But to me, it doesn't seem like he has a true path. They brought up Marlon Mack. I think he's more of a special teams guy at this stage in his career than he is a real factor to take over the workload. Personally.
Okay. All right. All right. So are you higher on Hurts or Lamar? Dan, I want to hear it. You higher on Hurts or Lamar? With the
Come
Eagles
on, man! Like it's obvious. It's obvious. That's Lamar Jackson, of course. Big trust. I mean, like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, look, I will admit, Hurts is doing his thing and making me look foolish. I definitely could see. I still think he had top 5 upside. I definitely don't see QB1. I'm still gonna. He's still not QB1. So, it's still not okay. He's not QB1, guys. He's not there. But obviously with the weapon, with AJ Brown coming in the fold, it really elevates your quarterback play. And so, but I still got Lamar.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this, man, because one of the people we want to talk about here is Jalen Hurts, right? And kind of this whole Eagles offense, right? So we've seen in week 1, Jalen feature A.J. Brown heavily. And now we see him spreading the rock around to a lot of your guys, Dan. I seen Goddard out there shining a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I seen Smith out there getting his little catches, doing his thing. We seen a downtick from AJ Brown. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? What's the outlook on? Let's talk about AJ Brown, Jay, because I know you was a big kind of hater on him. You wasn't hating it. You wasn't.
When did I hate on AJ Brown?
Whoa, we were saying he's a top 10, and you was like, no, he's outside the top 10. He's outside. Preseason, you wasn't doing that.
I had him at 11. In all my rankings, I had AJ Brown at 11, right behind Keenan Allen.
Oh, now he's at 11, huh?
He's always trying to put words in my mouth. I swear to God, bro. Let me speak for me. All right? But here we go. I'm going to speak for me right now. AJ Brown is solid, man. And I think we saw a little bit of the volatility that's going to come with this offense. When you have a passer like Jalen Hurts, and this is where you might have felt some negative sentiment, is he's not passing for 4,000 yards. We can knock that out the park right now. He's not passing for 4,000 yards. He's going to rush for a ton of yards. He's not throwing for 25 touchdowns. So it does limit A.J. Brown's true upside on the season. Week to week. We saw him week 1 have a very strong week, but I could see a lot of those down games as well if Jalen Hurts is spreading the rock out or he tends to use his legs a little bit more within the game. So I like A.J. Brown, and I feel like he's a good receiver, a wide receiver 1 for your team. He has upside. And he's probably past Keenan Allen at this point in my rankings from earlier in the season. So he's in the top 10. I like him, but his true upside, he's not going to reach the guys like Tyreek, in my opinion, because he doesn't have the upside consistently throughout the season.
One note, Jalen Hurts is on pace for 4,800 yards. So
what's 2 on pace for?
Yeah, right.
What's 2 on pace for?
Yeah.
6,000.
I always love that. Through the first 5 weeks, I've been remember.
Yeah.
What's Dak? What's Dak looking like before he got hurt? 6,055.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bitch ass Max.
Punk ass Buster. But
always a little shade. We gotta throw a little shade at that motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
To 6,200 yards passing.
Oh my God.
But nah, man. So you're talking about he's top 10, Jay. So what? You got him over Mike Evans then? AJ Brown?
No, I still got Mike Evans over AJ Brown.
So you got him at 10 then, or
I have him right there. Yeah, like he's past CeeDee Lamb to me too. So I got CeeDee Lamb
just dropped. I could.
He's at like 10. So I would still have Debo right there with AJ Brown. It'd be a difficult decision, but right now I probably would still take Debo because I know that he's going to have consistent usage week to week. I'll take Tyreek Hill, take Mike Evans when he's healthy. So he's right there at 9 for me.
Okay, Dan, where you got him at?
8, excuse me.
Oh, you got him at 8? Okay.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, AJ Brown. I mean, he's got to be right there around 9 to 8 in that range as well. Like that's kind of it's hard to not put him there. I mean, does he have the upside for more? If Hertz keeps continuing to go with how he's going, then his upside will continue. He could pass a Debo Samuel. He could pass. Even Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman looked good. Got injured in week 1, so he looked really good in week 1. Looking like a really breakout star. So we'll see what happens. But AJ's right there. I've always thought he was a great receiver since he's been in the league, and he's going to prove it this year as long as Hurts does his thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, Hurts was spreading the rock around. It looks like he was showcasing what he can do in that offense to throw over 3,800 yards, in my opinion. And if he does that, real talk. Like he looks like he was doing that, right? I mean, they got a good defense too, bro. That's secondary out there in Philly.
Yeah, the Eagles are for sure going to win that division. It looks like it just seems that way. I'm very excited to see what they can do in the playoffs, and they could make a run. They're a very sneaky team that you could just see. Okay, especially the NFC is wide open, right? It's very, very difficult in the AFC. You got obviously the Bills and the Chiefs, right? Those are the top powerhouses. But the Eagles have all of the talent in the world. They have all the opportunity in the world. And they could easily be in the Super Bowl.
Easily be in the Super Bowl. Okay, yeah. I mean, they got that. Their defense looked fucking solid, man.
Who's beating them in the NFC besides the Rams, right? Like
Niners, bro. What?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Dan, you be off the top with some bullshit, bro. Niners gonna smack them, man. Outside
Tampa,
of the Rams,
Tampa. Come on,
they're injured.
It's tough. No line, bro.
We'll see.
I hear you. Well, really quick, y'all. Really quick. So, I want to see where you guys value Jalen at after him showcasing his skills. You got Jalen over Joe Burrow?
Easily.
Yeah, you have to put him up there. Yep.
Okay. You got Jalen over Kyler?
This is the range.
I'm
gonna give him the edge over Kyler right now, especially without D-Hop.
That's right. Kyler's little ass been cutting it up in the last.
I still give it to Hurts
in the
right
fourth
now.
quarter. Okay. All right. So then you got Jalen over. I mean, we answered Lamar. I want to hear from you, Dan. I got your answer on Lamar. Who you got? Jay?
I mean, it's Lamar easy. Lamar, Pat, Josh, Jalen's right there underneath those guys.
Lamar, Pat, Josh, Herbert.
And Herb.
You got him over
Herb is right. See, I got Hurts over. I got Hurts over Herbert too.
You got Hurts over Herbert, bro?
I got Hurts over Herbert.
Man.
I told you I wasn't as high on Herbert this year as everybody else, so that was just me.
I feel you. Okay, all right. Well, look, we got one hell of a segment coming up here. Is it time to panic? But before this, let's get to some questions, man. Let's bring up some questions. Smooth, my man. I see you, son. Do I win this trade? Mike Williams, Pittman, and Pollard for Najee and Tyreek Hill. I think that's something.
Are you getting Najee and Hill? If you are, then yes.
Yeah, if you're getting Najee and Hill, that's a trade you want to make. My man Razor Lasers needs some help with a few of my squads. 3 wide receiver flex, 1 flex, 2 RB league. How should I manage to get some more wide receivers? I have AJ, Mixon, Henderson, Travis E. But wide receivers are Sutton, DK, Elijah, less trade options.
So you got Aaron Jones, Mixon, Darrell Henderson, Travis Etienne. Your receivers are Sutton, DK, and Elijah Moore. If I were you right now, I'd be looking to pair up like DK Metcalf and probably Travis Etienne or Henderson and trying to trade up into a different realm, trying to go after a guy that's maybe being faded, a CeeDee Lamb, just somebody who's not performing well. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head besides CeeDee Lamb at the receiver position. Or Elijah Moore as well, like Elijah Moore, Travis Etienne, and go find somebody who has talent, but maybe doesn't have quite the price tag. A Christian Kirk, somebody like that you can go buy a little bit for the low that maybe somebody else doesn't have an attachment to.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. You got to go Henderson for sure. I think Henderson's a perfect, sell high candidate with
100%
with DK. Yeah. I think that's because DK will give you the name and the upside, right? And I think why not throw out there for like Michael Pittman, right? Michael Pittman didn't show up for week 2. Someone could be struggling.
Oh yeah.
I think that is the guy that I would probably
Evans
target.
too. A lot of people were panicking on Evans, Mike
yeah.
Evans.
Yeah, and even like a Keenan, right? And something that
Yeah.
I would do, to be honest with you, if you got these running backs, depending on how big your league is, there's somebody who's light on running back. There's somebody who faded the running back position. If you pair Henderson and you even pair Travis up, then you could go get somebody like, somebody in that caliber, a back end wide receiver one.
Or to be real, like I know Aaron Jones balled out, and you're like, thank God he has value, but that was a primetime game, so everybody saw Aaron Jones. Go to the Najee owner, go to the Derrick Henry owner, see if they have like an A-Rob type player that they would pair with Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Najee. They may not, but it's worth the ask with Aaron Jones because they may be like, you know what, Aaron Jones is all the way back. Maybe a good point to try to at least put an offer in the inbox.
All right, so my man AJ Brody, what up? Would you trade Justin Jefferson and Jeff Wilson for Waddle, Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Swift? No. Don't trade Jettas. No. You guys think different?
I think,
Bruh, Dan, are you kidding me?
it's a redraft,
Nah,
so I'm never trading Jefferson in Dynasty, but
All that hype you was just talking about DeAndre Swift, bro, and now you ain't doing that.
Bro, we talk. The hype. I'm talking about DeAndre Swift.
I'm taking the deal.
Imagine what the hype. You're taking a trade.
I'm taking that deal.
You're tripping, bro. You're tripping. No. You're trading a top two, not two wide receiver for Brandon Cooks and Waddle and Swift.
Here's my thought on this. This is a deal, to be honest, this is one of those deals that I would send out. Like, I would want to get Justin Jefferson, and it's a deal that is an overpay on paper. You got enough talent in this deal to trade Justin Jefferson to validate your trade. But I would ask for way more than that. Like, if I had Justin Jefferson, I'm not letting him go for DeAndre Swift, Waddle, and Brandon Cooks. I'm going to make the person pay a little bit more. It's fair. On paper, that's a great deal, and you should take it. But if I have Jefferson, you got to put a little bit of premium on that name, on game-changing talent. Like Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, all those guys, you have to put a little bit of extra premium, make somebody pay.
Yo, and I can tell, AJ, by your picture that you're a Dolphins fan, and that's why you're probably trying to get Waddle. But I'm telling you,
Wadley.
Drop it like it's hot. But you're going to see a stark difference between elite talent and Justin Jefferson versus those other people you're picking up. But all right, cool, y'all. So this is a really good topic, right? Because a lot of people are panicking here. Now, is it time to panic? And I'm going to get both y'all's opinion. First, I want to go to you, Dan. Is it time to panic if you are a Derrick Henry owner?
Oh, yeah. No. I'm not panicking on Derrick Henry. Absolutely loved him. Even at watching him against the Bills, still looked incredibly explosive. It's week 2, fellas. Like, who cares? Like, it's Derrick Henry, guys. No. I'm not panicking on Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I'm not fading King. I'm buying low on the King. I'm definitely not fading. Do not panic. If you have him, hold him. If you don't have him, go try to get him for the low.
Well, let me ask you guys something, man. His offense looks absolute garbage. When's the last time you guys seen a top 5 running back with a trash offense? Like, when's the last time? Todd Gurley?
Yeah, but it's not. It's trash through 2 games. Like, we've seen this Tennessee offense be decent, and it's just they lost.
No, we've seen that. Yeah, AJ Brown. You talk about like it's a small piece. Who do they have catching the rock over there? And they just lost Taylor Lewan.
They did lose Taylor Lewan too, but Burks has looked good in the games that he's played. He's been an efficient weapon.
Burks is not scaring any defenses over there. Burks is not scaring any defenses. I'm saying at the end of the day, it's not like they've been running the shit out of Derrick Henry and he hasn't been producing. He looked good when he was getting touches. That game just got out of favor yesterday. So I think that's another point to talk about as well, is that it's not necessarily like Derrick Henry just looked like shit. He didn't get in the end zone. The game just got out of hand. You're not going to see them running the ball 30 times. Now, more so than the offense being bad, I think it's this Tennessee Titans team being bad and getting behind in games. So if they have a game where the game script looks negative, then yes, then maybe you're fading them for that week. But there's going to be some games where they win, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a few games. My point exactly, you hit it on the nail. They don't have much of an offense outside of him. They lost their best.
They have the same shit they had last year.
No, they don't. They do not. They don't have the same offense, bro. Like, there's going to be so many negative game scripts, Jay. Like, I mean, you're talking about they're behind in this game. Which games do you think they're going to be out in front of them? Like
They play the Raiders
realistically?
next week. Hey, they play the Raiders next week. He's gonna have 100 in a TD. Clip it up.
Okay.
He'll have 100 in a
All
TD.
right. I'm clipping that shit up, bro.
Clip
You
that shit
trying to
up.
get some-
100 in
I ain't even
TD.
gonna hold you. I'll clip it
You
up,
already
baby.
know, bro. Little Max ass
All right.
Crosby. He gonna be downfield, and Derrick Henry gonna be.
Yeah.
What?
Let's hope, bro. Clip it up.
Clip it.
All right, for sure. Okay, so Dan, I'm going to you on this one, man. Is it time to panic on Dalvin, man? Those Dalvin owners, they're like, what the hell, man? Myself included.
Yeah, Dalvin. No, man. Like I can't do it, man. I cannot panic on guys
Rich, I
that have
got your back, baby.
been proven before. Like Dalvin Cook is, and here's the thing about Dalvin, he's even more of a better option than Derrick Henry as far as panic goes. He's still having a solid snap share in week 1, 72%, week 2, 67%. He's got the targets there, like 5 targets in week 1, 6 targets in week 2. So his
But Dan,
floor is still-
what good is snap share if they ain't running his ass? Like, who gives a fuck about snap share in fantasy if they're not running them?
But at the end of the day, in fantasy, it's all about opportunity, right? So a lot of times you need to be there. Number one, if you're not on a field, how are you gonna score points, P? How you gonna score points, P? If you're not on a
Bro,
field?
how much points you get for pass blocking? Like, what do fantasy stats say about that?
You don't, but how many points you get on the bench?
That's facts.
None.
That's
So
facts.
I think at
And
the end of
that's
the day,
facts.
I mean, I know, I get what you're saying, P. But at the end of the day, like he's still like, if the coaches didn't trust him, he wouldn't be on the field. That's my point. Like, so you're saying he's not getting the rock. He's not getting ran.
What
but
I'm
we don't
saying
want to
is
run.
this.
Why run a running back into the ground? Like he's getting.
Nah, but
treated,
my
he's getting
question is
treated
this,
like
Dan. I see your
acres.
point really quick. My question is this, though. Are you not concerned, like, or what is the level of your concern when it comes to the fact that, yeah, he's in there, but I mean, they're not using him in high level use. Like they're not targeting him in the red zone. They're not running him in the red zone. Like he's getting 12 carries a game, 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So,
what are your thoughts on
I know,
that?
Dan. Sorry, man. I'm about to just take this one. It's week 2. Teams have to figure things out. Like Dan mentioned, he's on the field. This offense isn't going to just be Justin Jefferson or bust, because we saw what happened when they try to rely on just Justin Jefferson or bust. It can't happen like that all season. And a player like Dalvin, who's a plus 1,000-yard back, plus 10 touchdowns on the season, we know what he's capable of. He's going to have somewhere between the 1,200 to 1,500 total yards at the end of the year. Is the team just not going to use that type of running back? Absolutely not. He's going to be used. He's going to be featured. Dalvin will be fine. It's called regression for a reason. First 2 weeks, slow down on the panic for elite talent.
Relax.
Relax.
I feel you, man. But I mean, it's hard for these people. But another one here, though, and Jay, I'm gonna toss this one to you first. Is it time to panic on your boy, your number 1 overall pick, Najee Harris?
We talking about the same thing. So here's the difference in my take on Najee. Obviously, he's not finishing as the running back 1. I think I can say that with confidence. Bad call on my end. I got excited for the usage. It ain't gonna happen with this injury. Now, it isn't also an opportune time to look at potentially buying him. He had an injury at the beginning of the preseason, coming into the year, and was still a little bit banged up even in the game on Sunday. Now, he might be dealing with it for another week or so, another week or 2. But at the end of the day, just like I talked about with Dalvin, Najee's numbers are going to be there. The touches, the workload is going to be there. He's had some good touches over the first 2 weeks too. I'm not panicking on Najee. I'm just going to temper my expectations.
Dan, what do you think?
I think Najee's worst problem is his own offense, right? So I think the Steelers are kind of, just they're having a hard time, right? So I think Najee as well, like, we got to look at it. He's averaging 2.9 yards a carry right now, and
Trash, bro.
not
That's fucking
good.
trash.
That's not good. That's worse than Derrick Henry, and Dalvin Cook is still.
And this is
Dalvin Cook's still averaging
consistent
4
from
a
last
clip.
year too.
So it is. It's kind of he's kind of just maybe not figuring it out, or that interior offensive line is not giving him the push that he needs. So, will he be an RB1? Yeah, he'll be an RB1 by the end of the season. Will he be the RB1? No, it's not looking like it.
He is not him. He is not him. I mean, it's scary, bro, because you don't have much on that offense, right? Like you got trash at QB. But the good thing is he's still getting receptions, right? Yeah. See, if you're looking at the bright side, he still is getting receptions. He is coming off of an injury. And so it looks like they may be easing him back, but still he has a trash O line that's not opening up holes for him. He's not the same talent as Derrick Henry, so you can't give him that same excuse. I guess he makes up for it in the same fashion, in the fashion of him getting receptions. But bro, under 3 yards a carry.
I think this is, if you were going to buy Najee, now's the time to do it. The Steelers will be on Thursday night. So if you're going to buy low, this is the time to do it. You either buy low and you take the L if he does bad on Thursday, or you wait and it's a Thursday night game. All eyes will be on Najee Harris. There's another player who I think all eyes will be on Thursday night, who we haven't seen a lot of this season, Dan. But he might have his opportunity this Thursday.
And
once they see it, it's over for the value. So I kind of I want to say a little gut call here. And George Pickens has a little breakout game. Man. But I'm gonna let Dan take that one. I don't want to steal that from me.
I hope, man. Like at the end of the day, we'll see. I do like George Pickens as far as the opportunity, right? So he's been on the field, which is great. But he has been covered by some solid cornerbacks, not too well because he's not Deontay Johnson. But as far as his metrics, they're still not there yet. They're still not there, and I don't know if he's being used.
When you say metrics, what metrics are you talking about?
So the metrics that I look for in a receiver, especially receivers, are definitely yards per route run. He ranks outside. He's almost outside the top 100 in that right now. So he's not looking good, but he's mainly in there because he's a dog. He's a blocker. He's a blocking receiver. He's kind of like a Hines Ward in a sense that they're trying to make out for him, and it's because of the offensive line for Najee Harris. Like you're going to need a guy that blocks and can push and shove guys. But we'll see. It looks like Mitch is saying that he wants to target him more. Let's just see what happens. And again,
give me a stat line. Give me a stat line. I'm trying to clip it up, baby. Give me a stat line. What do you think he's doing?
I think he can do 3 catches, 60 yards, and a touch.
Come on, bro. You're going to plant a flag? I'm going to tell you like this. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. We see dogs in their rookie years. If they're going to be a dog, they're going to shine when the lights are on. I'm telling you like this. Give me 8 receptions, 106, and a nice tug. I'm talking about a tug that they're going to be replaying.
You said 8 catches for Pickens?
For Pickens, 8 for 196 or 106.
He got 2 catches on the year.
He's gonna shine, bro. If he's gonna shine, it's gonna be this time, bro. Hey, Dan, I'm hoping. I'm hoping everything you're saying is right, man. But check this out, y'all. I want to get to some more of these questions here, and let's get this. Let's get these questions out here before we skedaddle here. So, my man Razor Laser, should I offer Aaron Jones, Henderson, and DK or DK or Elijah? For Henry and Evans. Ooh, he has Christian Kirk as well. You definitely want to buy low on Henry and Mike Evans. That would be cool. You would just probably chalk up this next week as an L. But that's definitely a deal I would do. Keep in mind, man, Aaron Jones has an injury history, and although we don't prey on injury, we are realistic around here. So that's definitely something I would do.
Yeah, send Aaron Jones, Henderson, and Elijah Moore. Send that shit.
Yeah, keep DK. Best buy low wide receivers. Who you guys got?
Yo, I got a few. Jamar Chase is somebody who had a bad game against Dallas. You might be able to get him from the low. Mike Evans facing a suspension. There's going to be somebody panicking who has him. So make sure you just price check it. Deebo Samuel, who has not had a real breakout game for the 49ers yet, might be a guy you can get for the low. Keenan Allen is also another target coming off the injury right now. And then even, we've talked about him a lot on the show. It could be the Niner love, but Brandon Ayuk too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it right there, man. I ain't mad at it. You got any other ones down, or are we good for some more
I
questions?
think that's pretty much it right now. I mean, there's a lot of like what's crazy is we're in leagues that we flip guys. A lot of people love to like hang on to those like rabbits that like start out hot and then they'll fade and then you wonder why you lose. And this is the prime example of if you have a rabbit, you have someone that started out hot and it's not going to be there. Like for example, I think like a Devin Duvernay.
Oh yeah.
Even a Johan Dotson, like guys like
Hmm.
Garrett Wilson, like go those guys are the easy guys where it's like, okay, I have a ton of hype around them. Go get those proven guys. Like even if you had to, like I'd trade Garrett Wilson right now for D Hop, right? Like
D Hop is
here's
another guy. Good
like
call.
Oh,
go
big
get D
yeah.
Hop, right? Like so it's those types of things where it's like, okay, people are so in love with the brand new, the fresh. Week 2, man, back to back weeks, he did really well. Like, no, dude, like go flip these guys. We've done it before. We've been doing
Yeah.
fantasy for too long, and we
Yeah.
see this happen time and time again.
And also another part to that is if you're doing like a larger deal and you want to get some back end who doesn't really seem like some back end, right? Go get Alan Lazard. He had what 2-3 catches there. He had a touchdown. He was still hobbled in that game, so he was limited. Imagine when they start ramping him up. He's the biggest wide receiver there, the biggest red zone threat there.
You
What you
gonna
what you
hold on to
smiling
that
for, Jay?
because you gonna
What
hold
you
on to
smiling
that one
for?
just like you held on to Ayuk last year. You gonna hold on to that motherfucker all the
Hey,
way into
Ayuk,
it.
hey, bruh. Hey, nah. I ain't letting it go, bruh.
We not
I
letting
ain't
this
letting
one
it
go. I know you gonna hold on to that Lazard take to the death, man.
Lizard man.
That's all right. I'm
All
gonna hold
right.
on to this A Rob and say the same thing. Go get A Rob.
Big facts, big facts. All right, we got more questions. What's up?
We
Let me read
do.
some of these through here. Okay. All right. Buy low, Kamara. Thoughts on Eckler? Yeah, buy low. These are the same thing Dan said, bruh. Same thing, man. You want to buy low on these type of players, right?
This
Because
is
the people that we go back to that one, the people that are looking at their team and saying, "Hey, I put up the second most points. Hey, I put up the third most points." They're going to rely on that if they're coming from players who are like the Garrett Wilsons. Week 3, 4, 5, 6, they're going to be like, "Why ain't my team scoring enough, bruh?" You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. These are the type of players you want to buy low on. You got any thoughts on that, Jay?
facts. No, man. Kamara's the type of player you want to buy low on. He is dealing with the injury though, and I am fading Eckler. Like Eckler's not somebody I'm necessarily going to get, but Kamara to me is somebody you could probably get for the low too. I really want to get to this one right here because we have not talked about this, and we have to. We
my
gotta talk about this. So where do you rank Pittman and
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra St. Brown? Pittman obviously to me is a top 12 guy. You can probably comfortably put him as a top 12 wide receiver for the rest of the year. He's a wide receiver 1. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. We gotta talk about it because I faded Amon-Ra St. Brown at his ADP. Now it wasn't like I said don't take him. He's a terrible player. It was at his ADP. He was
But
going
his
too
ADP
high.
was low though, bro. His
No, it
ADP
wasn't. His
wasn't
ADP was
that high.
5th round.
That's
fifth round.
kind of
It's low now, but at the time,
that's
that's like high end wide receiver 3. I'm like, bro, there was a lot of other options there, in my opinion. Now, that means I'm completely wrong on this motherfucker. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown is him. He's going to have ample opportunity in this offense. He's not an elite talent, so to speak, but he's in an elite situation where the team trusts him, and he's just a dog. So at the end of the day, I got him as a top 15 guy rest of the season moving forward.
top 15. Damn. I mean, look, they gave him, the articles are calling him the sun god. Bro, when you get a nickname like that, the sun god,
Hey,
yeah, they're going to use him, bro. They're going to use him.
I know what it's
top
like to be a
15.
god, so that name, it rings, bruh. It
Oh,
rings. When you a god, it
shit.
rings, dog.
Yeah, you know what it's
Dan,
like to
where
be
you
a
got him at,
son,
bro?
too.
Because you ain't said a whole lot on St.
Yeah,
Brown.
no, I haven't really said a lot about him. I didn't really know what to think of him. I didn't really know how to rank him. I definitely don't see him as like the Jamar Chases of the world, Devontae Adams of the world. Like, I thought that he was a little bit slow. Like when he came out, he was a 4th round pick. Out of
He's a
USC.
second round pick, right?
He was a 4th round pick out of USC. He's 197 pounds, so he didn't meet that 200-pound threshold that I look for in receivers. And he was a 4.6 40. Like, so this guy's not a supreme athlete. So it was just kind of like, who knows? Like, was he in the great situation? And then when the Lions, drafted Jamison Williams, they added Chark. Swift was coming on. They have Hawkins. Like, they have all of these weapons, and yet he is getting 12 targets a game. I don't think that continues, but you have to rank this guy. Like, I showed a stat the other day, like the last 8 games or 9 games, he's had 80 yards and a touchdown, like every game. That's like Jonathan Taylor last year, where he was just 100 yards and a touchdown. Like, you have to give him the respect. Like, he got my respect. He's definitely in the top 15 at wide receivers.
So then when I want to know your guys' thought process, and we'll do really quick because we got a lot more questions coming in, but when you see him finish a season the way that he did last year, what made you guys not think it's something that's going to happen this year? It's going to carry over?
Well, because we look at it's a very equal scenario when we go to the New York Jets, right? The team took a first-round wide receiver. They had a wide receiver who finished the season really strong, among the top 15, 20 at the position with Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was kind of a very equal scenario, right? The team has a nice running back, Breece Hall. You talk about DeAndre Swift. Even the tight end is better on Detroit, supposedly. Like, there seemed to be a lot of weapons, not enough volume, and it didn't really support Amon-Ra St. Brown having this breakout season. When you bring in a guy like DJ Chark, you bring in Jamison Williams, the other guys get healthy. It seems like he just hasn't rolled that stick, though. So I look at Elijah Moore as the clear example of what could have happened if Amon-Ra St. Brown wasn't him.
Bro, well, let me ask you guys something. Now, we walk a fine line with people when we're talking, especially in our leagues, we're talking about selling high. Is Amon-Ra somebody you would target, or is Amon-Ra somebody you would trade for an actual? And like, who's a person that you would trade for? Like, where you guys is at on that? And then we'll do it really quick because we got some more comments here. Dan, I want to hear
real
from you.
quickly. For me, I'm probably not going to deal this guy. It just depends on what receiver I'm getting, because really, Jahan alluded to it the other day, or the other minute, is like, you're getting him as a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4. It's exactly what you want to see out of those picks. Like, you got exactly what you wanted and more. So, I got to get a guy that's in the top 10 if I'm trading St. Brown. And I don't think you're going to get that, but if you did, that's the only way I'm trading him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's to stay away. I think you don't trade him and you don't trade for him, because you have to give up way more than you want to get him. And if you trade him, you're not going to get what his value is. So I think it's, if you don't have St. Brown, it's kind of, you're just shit out of luck, man. You lost out. So if I had him, I'm not moving him unless I get Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, top 5 guy. I'm not moving St. Brown unless I get that, because he has that weekly upside.
Oh, okay. That's dope. That's dope. Let's all right, so let's knock out some more of these questions here. All right, my man Matt, should I trade CD and Fournette for Chase and Zeke? I would say probably yeah. My wide receivers are DJ Moore and Juju, and my running backs are Henry. My wide receivers are Henry, Fournette, and Dylan. I think that's absolutely a move you do. Definitely. You want to get Chase, especially after a bad game. You guys think different?
I'll go get Chase, especially with those wide receivers. Go get Chase.
Yeah, Chase and Zeke's good with me.
All right, great. So Carson Wentz or Jimmy G for waivers? I'm going to go Carson Wentz to keep it real. He airs it out. Yeah. Jimmy G got a good story, but don't got the best fantasy upside. Should I trade CD and Fournette? We just did this.
My bad. Oh.
All right, so should I trade DJ Moore for Monty? I want to talk about this.
Mid
I
for
want to talk about this. Nah, bruh. I want to talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
I was catching big slack for being on Monty's side and for drafting Monty, let alone he's getting 30% of the target share over there in Chicago. I mean, granted, there's not much going on with the pass catches out over there.
Target share.
Yeah,
I'm like, Justin Fields threw for 70 yards yesterday. What you talking about target share? That don't matter.
He's catching, bro. He's catching them. He's catching them. But looking at this, seeing what he is now, are you trading? If you're the DJ Moore owner and you have DJ for Monty, Dan, are you taking this?
Yes, 100%. I'm taking that deal. I'm just not a fan of DJ Moore at this point. Like, he hasn't shown me anything that he's already shown me throughout his career. He is a mid-tier wide receiver 2. You know, I would like him to get a better quarterback. That's it. At the end of the day, it's quarterback play for him, and he's had atrocious quarterback plays throughout his entire career. Monty is a guy that he is also mid, but at the running back position, you need running backs more than you need wide receivers. And so, to me, I feel like you're getting a guy that's going to get a lot of touches. At minimum is DJ Moore, and maximum is better. So go get Monty.
Dan over here talking like a scorned ex all over DJ Moore for years, and now I'm gonna trade him for fucking David Montgomery of all people. Come on, man. We know what DJ Moore is. DJ Moore is 1,204. We know this. Every single year he finishes the season 1,204. And guess what? We know what David Montgomery is. What's David Montgomery? Fucking 806? Like, no, I don't want David Montgomery, bro. I don't want David Montgomery for DJ Moore.
Bro,
I'm keeping DJ Moore.
Bro, nobody wants DJ Moore. David Montgomery is getting the carries. He's getting the catches. He's the best offensive player on Chicago, which isn't saying much, but
Montgomery had the game of his fucking life, 122 yards, and has one more point than DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Oh my God, DJ Moore, get him the fuck out of here.
Boy had 122 yards, running his ass off in that game, and still had like 10 fantasy points. How?
Yo, oh my God! And what pissed me off? I'm over here looking at this game. They're on the inch line, and they pull up in shotgun. Get the fuck out of here!
Man, it's
I don't
bad,
know what they're
bro.
doing, man. But let's get the next one up, man. Let's get the next one up, man. I'm pissed. I'm hot. Should I trade J-Rob and Jeff Wilson for Bateman and Elijah Moore?
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get Bateman. You definitely want to get Bateman. Now, J-Rob is a little sleeper, and Jeff Wilson's he's going to be he's a temporary.
Keep trying to throw that J-Rob in there, man. That's a
J-Rob
sell high,
is
just like D-Mont. J-Rob's a sell high.
J-Rob's a sell high?
J-Rob is absolutely the token definition of sell high.
J-Rob, yeah, he probably is. I mean, J-Rob, he is who he is. RB2. He is who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, should I trade Joe Mixon for Waddle? No, bro. Nah, son. Nah. No. You want to keep Joe Mixon? Bro? No. Do I got to say it 6 more times? Yeah, but what do you guys think on that?
No, don't. We're not. Hey, come on, man. If you're not entertaining this Waddle stuff, bro, just because he had a dope game doesn't mean you're gonna go trade your elite assets for him. We know what Waddle is. He has the potential for more, and sometimes he's gonna have some games where he doesn't explode. So no. Just like P said, no.
I can't do it. Let me keep mixing. It's only week 2, guys. Like, yeah, okay. Right. Waddle's in the lead right now, but no. The Bengals are going to get right.
Like this, man.
Smooth over here trying to ignite the fire.
Smooth. What you doing, bro? Time to panic on Mixon. No, it's not, man. He's getting that usage. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but they are not looking too good. But those teams are going to be the ones to figure it out, right?
Facts.
Is it time to buy low on Mixon? Yes. And that brings something up to me, guys. I mean, all of these people who are talking about robust RB.
Let's talk about it. Hold on a minute.
Oh my God. You guys know who I'm calling y'all out on TikTok? All of y'all, robust RB, those 0 RB guys. Bruh, where you guys at? All you guys are probably 0-2. If you ain't had,
damn, because a lot of them guys was riding the Amon-Ra St. Brown train too, so they took him in like the 4th fucking round. So you know what I'm saying? But they missed out. They missed out on some dogs. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh my God,
they did.
They missed out on
Diggs, Adams, Jeff that first week. Like, come on, bro. Hey, there's somebody right now who mad as hell that they took Derrick Henry over Cooper Kupp. There's somebody out there in the world right now crying that they like, am I going to take Dalvin Cook or Justin Jefferson? And they went with Dalvin Cook. God, bruh. There's somebody out there right now who was like, you know what? It's a good decision.
Good idea.
Let me grab Alvin Kamara and fade Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, there's some people who are like, yo, I'm in the back end of the 1st round, and let me go ahead and get Najee, come back and get Swift. While they pass up on Jettas, and then they pass up on Devontae.
God,
they pass up on Diggs, bro. Are you kidding me?
Man, these receivers, bro. There's a reason you grab these receivers, bro. They're just more consistent year over year. It's easier to determine what to expect out of these guys. So
Yeah, I mean that just goes to say, man, if the the what's going around, you can't follow all these people and just go with the crowd, man. Do something different, man. Do something different with your life. Should I trade Saquon and Curtis Samuels for Devontae and AJ Brown? I'm more of a component for keeping Saquon, but if you're getting Devontae and AJ Brown, this is a good one, and I would be selling high on Curtis Samuel. Um,
Mm.
I would pull that trigger. Yeah, I'd get Devontae and AJ Brown. I would definitely do that.
Bengals 0-2,
Bengals
man.
0
They
2.
lost some bad games. You trading Amon-Ra St. Brown for Kitts and Patterson? Is that Kittle or Pitts? Or is it a
Yeah,
combination of
which
both?
one?
We ain't doing that for Kitts, bro. I don't know who Kitts is. He on the dynasty waiver wire somewhere. Tyler Kitts. We not getting Tyler Kitts on this motherfucker, man. My league mate said he wouldn't put any more. Should I do J-Rob and Jeff Wilson for Bateman? Yeah, still knock that out. I like Bateman, getting Bateman in that
Done.
deal.
Y'all still fantasy football. We ain't
Nah,
beefing
we
with
off
him,
that,
man.
bro. We off that. We just gonna
Yeah.
throw some little shots every now and then, and
Yeah.
it feel like it's all one little bot. All AZ and all of them is one big ass bot.
Bro, the community don't like that fool. So, I mean, it is
Last
what
one
it
for the
is.
night.
Last one for the night. Okay, he said he wouldn't put more in that trade. So, should I do A-Rob? Did we just answer this one? Okay, so should I do A-Rob and Jeff Wilson for Bateman and get Bateman and Lazard? And I ain't gonna, bruh. I can say that. I can tell you that enough. Get Bateman and Lazard, bruh. You're
Do
good.
it. Bateman and
Easy money.
Thank me
Lazard.
later.
Let's
Thank me
run
week
it.
5.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Look, check this out, man. Appreciate the loves. You got the comments.
Subscribe
flooding
if
in.
you watching. Subscribe, man.
Subscribe, man. Subscribe. Subscribe to all of our channels. Check us out on Twitter. We got game over there too. We got game on TikTok, as you guys know, man. And yeah, till next time, man. Y'all catch us.
Man,
Sunday.
Sunday show, baby. Start sit show. Y'all
Can't
can
wait.
do
On
it.
Sunday,
Can't
bro.
wait.
Catch us on Sunday, man. We got game for y'all, man. But until then, we out.
Peace.
Peace.